That was wonderful. I think there's some voice coming from your end, some drumming.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
nice.
There's a yes, yes,
That's nice. So tell me
indeed.
something that one of your major concerns when you are moving around in this world.
Yes. One of my major concern um, was the fact that was my the society where I was born in was very much based on materialism and consumerism that eventually created also for myself a lifestyle that I didn't even want to live, even if could be as ethical as possible, but because of that way the society is structured, the way they build in homes, the way the society is, it made me consume, it made me waste. As Mahatma Gandhi actually once said, the world earth has enough for humans' needs, but not for humans' greeds. That was one of my main concerns, that I was raised up and educated within a society that was growing the youth in order to be greedy, in order to consume more and not to satisfy our needs. So that was my main concern that actually also made me challenge myself in a lot of ways, like going in places without money, going in places without booking any hostel, without knowing anybody, without knowing the local languages. I remember coming to India actually with one-way ticket, with nothing else than a little backpack and little backpack with no clothing either. And I understood once there that I was literally living as a sadhu or as a baba. And I met many of them and I connected with a lot of them. I learned with a lot of sadhus and baba around Rishikesh area, around Uttarakhand. And it's been an experience that I learned much more. In those 3 months that I spent on the Himalayas, I learned much more than 5 years of high school, like bottom line.
That's nice. I just we will be asking you questions at the end.
Yes.
So
Yes.
before this, before I introduce the next speaker, I just want to know what were your concerns about drinking water.
Drinking water, no, I had not much of concerns. I remember also drinking from when I was in India, if I take it as example, drinking from the Ganga, I never had any problem. True, the Rishikesh is a bit closer to the source, so I believe also over there was very much cleaner. But the water is becoming filthier and filthier all around the world due to the lifestyle that we are obtaining. So water, it is a concern, and just the fact that we accept to live in a house that just to flush, we consume 7 precious liters of water just to flush defecation. It is insane. It shouldn't be even legal. So that's why also during our workshop, we're trying to teach people how to use compost toilet. That is something that it was used and is still used by many indigenous communities that also can be used as a fertilizer, as a regenerative system. So water, yeah, is a concern, and I become more and more concerned as the years are going.
It's time for us to ask you to get into the Q&A round, question and answer round, and I'd invite our audiences to ask their questions. We already have one question. Yeah, thank you. So we already have one question, and it's from Arun over here, and that's directed to Dr. Abdullah, which says, all the skills you mentioned are all the skills that you mentioned are skills which are required ever since mankind existed. Only the medium kept changing. Are there any skills which have become redundant in the 21st century and skills which have erupted peculiar to 21st century? So the skills that have become redundant and the skills that have been enhanced. Right.
Okay. All the skills are important, but different skills are more important when the demand for the labor market changes. If you look at the industrial revolution 0.1.0 or 2 or 3, now we are in industrial revolution 4.0, where things are automated. But in industrial revolution 1, 2, mostly more labor intensive, therefore more hard skills were required. But now, as we all know, most of the jobs in developed countries are done by the robots and machines. Therefore, now we need young educators who can produce these information and communication technology and robotics. Therefore, the kind of skill required in 21st century, kind of skill required in 20th century are different. So now we need more, providing more creative, innovative skills and more soft skills. But still, there are some fields where the same skill set is also required. All skills are important, but some skills are more important. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was wonderful. And if there's someone who would like to ask a question, you can raise your hands and I'll be able to ask you to unmute, and you can always ask your question. My next question is to Joshua. Joshua, I know that you've traveled 20 miles, all right, 20 kilometers just to be here so that you can get connected with us.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think that if we adopt a lifestyle with Mother Nature, connectivity will become a problem? And is that okay?
Yes, I mean, depends. For first of all, it's because I didn't implement any system that would allow me to be as connected. Within Mother Nature, I myself I'm having solar panels right there, so I can also easily connect a solar panel that is not solution, but it is definitely better than stay on grid with different dams that are literally exploiting the environment and dispatching a lot of indigenous people. So dams and the on-grid life is definitely has consequences. So panel solar, I'm having it. I didn't place Wi-Fi yet, but I could. Wouldn't be a problem, not necessarily. There's time right now where we do need to share certain amount of knowledge and experiences. So this can help. This sort of interaction are definitely very helpful in order to inspire each other, in order to gain different knowledges. But you see, also if I go back to ancient times, there was much more oral traditions, much more knowledge that was even more prone to be shared from generation to generation, from people to people, on the daily basis. Right now, it's true we have a knowledge on the finger on the tip of our finger, but a lot of this knowledge is also not so firm. A lot of this knowledge is internet. Everybody just has the right to talk on internet, and not so many people are actually having so much experience on the knowledge that they are sharing. So I believe that the best knowledge that could be shared is when it's real life knowledge. That one is the one that will really stay, and that one, in my opinion, cannot be beaten. But of course, having this sort of chat can also help individual to be inspired and to actually translate these words into action. So if the translation takes place, then it is very helpful. Otherwise, to be honest, sometimes having this sort of things, this sort of exchanges could be actually not necessarily every time, but could also be harmful, because I've seen with interaction online with my social media page that is quite big, people interacting, but not really making the step that allows them to make a change that we all want to see. So they just press a like, they just go and do researches, but in the end, everything stays in their mind and doesn't become action. So let's make this interaction becoming action, and then is where this internet and this sharing becomes extremely powerful. Otherwise, can only be a distraction. But having said that, I could also, and actually I'm also gathering some fundings in order to bring a system in the land where I wouldn't need to travel as much, in case I would like to also share on this level.
That was wonderful. Yeah. I just want to ask you one more question, and that is, yes. What skill do you think is very important for people to survive and have a happy life?
I believe, I would say the courage, maybe having courage. Nowadays, I would say courage. It's not necessarily a skill, but I would say the courage to go outside of the ship pack, outside of the straight line. The courage to be oneself, to be myself, and to follow my path, to follow my passions. Because a lot of time people are even study whatever their parents want them to study. People are studying whatever society tells them to study, because eventually they could earn more money with that kind of skill, of that kind of knowledge. But I believe if somebody wants to have a happy life, also in connection to our society and our environment, then it must be the courage to go outside of normality. That's what I would say.
So you advocate courage to have a happy life and an adventurous life.
Yes, maybe not adventurous as how I did, not necessarily, but adventure enough to feel yourself able to sleep, because you know that you have no regrets. Being able to go to sleep knowing that if you are not going to wake up again, there's no problem because you are following your dreams, your passions, your interests, and in accordance also to the environment that keeps you alive. So then I believe this is where I would advocate for. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and we'll get back to you. The questions have not ended because there'll be more questions
Okay.
coming over here. Right.
Okay. Then okay.
I'm
I'll stay
turning
on
my
that.
attention to Dr. Abdullah. I would like to request you. Yeah. Basically, what is your take on students looking at skills and success? So, what do you think success is, and what skills would take them to success? Dr. Abdullah, if you're
Okay.
there,
Okay, yeah, I'm there.
yeah. Can I repeat
So
my question?
yeah, I know your question. What skills are important to be successful, right?
Yes, that's
Or
right.
can you
Thank
repeat
you.
the question? Can you
No,
repeat
I
the
said,
question?
so my question basically was, what skills would a young child require to be a successful person? I'm talking about a child.
Okay. Uh, there are many skills which are important to be successful. Uh, as I
I'm
mentioned,
sorry to interrupt, but the question completes is, and what is your definition of success also?
Oh, okay. Okay. Definition of first of all success. Anything the person is doing an excellent level, whether whether it is producing goods or service, or being an excellent employee, or a creative entrepreneur, whatever the person or the child is able to do in excellent level uh, to achieve the child's goals and dreams can be is said it is successful. Then the skills, as I said, 21st century skills are important, and even vocational, technical, and vocational skills are really important. For an economy, everyone should be productive people. Uh, uh, if the person is not a productive person, or in a society, if the person is dependent on others, then the person will be a liability for the community. Therefore, to be successful, the person should be contributing to their own society and community and global community. Then the person will be a successful person. There is no any specific job or field we can say, but in any field, whether it is scientific, engineering, medicine, IT, fishing, farming, computer, anything. In anything, the person is doing the things in an excellent level by using the knowledge, creativity, innovation, sophisticated IT, all these things. Therefore, the most important thing is to master in any specific skills. So no skill is superior than the other, but the thing is to be a master in that particular area, then the child will be successful. Thank you.
My next question to you is, what would you advocate that we should do so that we can change the world?
Once again, could you repeat your question?
What is it that we can do? One thing that we can do that would change the world.
As I'm more interested in education sector, one thing I wish to see that uh, rather than seeing education as something to produce certificates, if people use education uh, to live and lead, then I'm sure things will be different. So I can repeat my point here. I wish everybody define education uh, or perceive education as a vehicle to live and lead rather than producing certificates. But now people see education just produce certificates. You can see a lot of PhDs, masters, bachelors, A level, O level, but all these certificates are really useless. Useless in the sense those certificates really don't reflect the person's behavior, skills, performance. Therefore, we need to redefine education. So, if we all redefine education, then we can see a different world. Thank you.
Wow, that's wonderful. Yeah, so that's education for leadership. Thank you so much. And my last question to Joshua is the same. What would you like to do to change the world?
Um, yeah, I would say me personally changing myself to the point of changing the way I live, changing the way I eat, changing the way I treat whoever stays around me. Um, I believe that to make really this answer realistical, I can only go towards a personal change that can eventually inspire others. As Nelson Mandela Madiba used to say, we have to have the courage, going back to the courage, to light up ourselves also in a dark room. We're going through some dark ages, I believe, nowadays, to see how the planet is going. The people, there's still a lot of people in famine, in hunger, because of consequence of westernization, colonization, and also the environment is suffering. I believe it's a bit of a dark room. And Nelson Mandela used to say, we need to have the courage to light up ourselves in a dark room so that our lights can inspire others to also generate light. And so eventually we can create this sort of a butterfly effect. So that's, I believe, it would be the best way. Once again, to end with the same words of Mahatma Gandhi is we need to be the change that we want to see. It's not simply, let's talk about something that the government can do or some organization can do. I need to become the change that I want to see, and it's not going to be easy, but it's the journey. And to end up finally with the words of an African leader from West Africa called Thomas Sankara. He used to say that we needed to have the crazy people of yesterday in order for us to act with a clearness today. And we need to be these crazy people for having to make sure that our upcoming generation will have a world even worth to live in that can be ethical, sustainable, and clean enough, where they don't even need to be concerned about what kind of water they need to drink.
That was nice. That was nice. Thank you. But we have one more question that has come for you,
Okay.
and that's
Okay.
come from Maxim. I'm just reading it out to you.
Yes, please.
What must one be expected? What must one be expected to be prepared for before they battle the multi challenges faced in shifting to do what they are currently pursuing?
What are the various challenges that somebody needs to expect
Yes.
from switching from what they're doing to what they would like
Yeah,
to do?
Yes. Maxim would like to clarify it. Maxim, please go ahead.
Can you hear me, Joshua?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. First of all, a very warm evening to you.
You're likewise.
And it's fantastic to know what you are doing, and it's something that we would actually want to be looking forward to once we finish off with the mainstream teaching as teachers. I have one question, Joshua, and that's the
Yes,
only
please.
question that I put up is that we must be having some sort of prerequisite skills or some knowledge before we venture into doing something what you are currently pursuing. So indirectly, how will I? Uh, what do you say? How do we safeguard ourselves against those challenges that we will encounter, and so that we do not walk away or turn away from it.
It's a very good question because this is exactly what I did personally in order to facilitate people that were having this interest into switching into, for example, what I'm living, and that's why I created this workshop. The actual idea, even before even having any foundings from the workshop that I'm doing and so on, was to allowing people to actually having a sort of introduction. So I created a whole space where the people are coming, they have a nice bed, they have a protected environment, a protected shelter from the environment, they have nice food, they have fresh water, whatever they can uh, have as a need in order to create this sort of a shift. So as for me, I created this place. For somebody that might just go in a place that is not where I'm at, then only life can tell. Many challenges will come, and but I believe perseverance. Perseverance is the main ingredient. I cannot make a list of all the challenges that will come. They will be incredible and also very unpredictable. So the only way is to keep on trusting the vision and trusting oneself, also self-called, and to keep on walking on the path. But in case somebody wants to go exactly towards the direction where I went to, then myself, I open up a space where they could come and reintegrate themselves to the natural ways. And so as for that one, we could talk also privately where people could come. But in case somebody wants to do it on a different geographical area of the world or so on, then of course it is definitely possible, but also the challenges and the trials and mistakes will be part of the process. Somebody might walk away from it in the end, but it is all about perseverance and how bad that person wants it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was
Welcome,
brilliant.
welcome.
Thank you so much, and I'm sure we've all had a wonderful time. I'd like to express my gratitude to Dr. Abdullah and Joshua for the wonderful
Yes, yes.
insights that you've given us. I'm sure there've been a lot of takeaways, and there's a lot of things that we catch. There's a lot of things that we read between the lines and we understand them. Yeah, I think that has been really wonderful. So thank you once again, everyone, for being with us, for being a great audience, and and encouraging us even as we move forward in learning. So have a great time today, and God bless you. Good night, and
Good
God
night,
bless
everyone.
everyone. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
bye.